Surprise! The day's here, guys.
I've been waiting for this day.
Wow.
Waiting for this episode.
Yeah.
Here we are.
I'm a little nervous.
That's okay.
To be honest.
You can be nervous.
It's like talking about it right before it's actually out there. But yeah.
At this point, if you're listening to this,
It will be out there.
it's out
I mean, it's out there. This is it.
yeah, she's posted
This
photos,
is the moment.
whatever, like, this is it.
This is what we've been waiting for.
Wow.
Hopefully
Why am I nervous?
Instagram hopefully Instagram didn't crash on the day.
Oh my gosh, so true. That'd be terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's no hiding it. You've seen the title.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what this breaking news is.
I know. I love it when people like put something in the title and then they're like, we got an exciting announcement, or like, we got a special guest. We're not going to tell you yet. It's like it's in the title.
No.
So yes, I'm pregnant, and wow. Yeah. Me saying those words is a big step.
It really is, to be honest.
Yeah.
You don't understand.
Yeah. It's taking me some moments to get here, but we're here.
Let me tell you. Can we
I
start,
was a little
can we
scared
start
of it.
from the beginning?
Yeah, we have to.
When I first saw you, after you had this was after you told us,
Okay.
the glow in your eyes was not there. No. You were in a dark place.
I was.
She was embracing it. She was still figuring it all out.
I was very
now
freaked out,
you
generally.
look a whole lot better. The glow is back. I'm not saying you're glowing from the pregnancy.
I was in the depths. You
know
and
what I
Peter
mean?
really talked me out of it, though.
That's good.
I had to let it all out there. I was like,
You do.
Here
You do.
is the pit. I'm so this is everything.
You have to do that sometimes.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
I was like, what about this? 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 Have you ever thought of that? And they're like, okay, like your kid doesn't have to be a weirdo. Like, I was like, but what if they are?
Yeah, she was going down a dark hole of what the kid could be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take it, but you still got time on that one.
Yeah.
But okay, so that was just the first start
Yeah.
from my perspective. But
Yeah.
start from the beginning. Tell us all the things.
Wow. Well, where to begin?
I don't know.
Yeah. The true news the true story on this is that Kelly made me do it.
Not quite, but yeah.
Nobody else has tempted me. Okay.
I didn't force her.
No.
Okay.
Kind of. Kind
Knife through her throat.
Kind of. It felt like the last excuse of friends. No, I mean like the last friend group that it was like normal to be like, no, we don't have kids, it's fine.
Absolutely.
The last ones bit the dust. And I was like, no. Like what's gonna happen? And that really
Set you on a path.
I was like, you can't beat him, join him.
I mean,
Pretty much.
very true statement.
It was like things are gonna change.
Yeah.
Period.
Right. Exactly.
And
Absolutely.
either we're gonna like lose you in a way,
Yes.
or we're gonna join forces. And I was like, honestly, at first it was like, I don't want to have a kid because everybody else is doing it, but like we're in an apartment, we're on the third floor. We're driving a sports car. Like what? Okay, this doesn't make sense. And then we get into a house, but I'm like, still like, I could use more money.
Yeah. There's always something. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. And then I was like, it's kind of like wanting a dog. Well, wanting a dog. I say it's like wanting a dog, but maybe not quite. Because I do want a dog, but I'm always like, so much poop. And
responsibility.
grief because they're going to die. So,
That's true.
yeah, and more food and more expense and more things to think about when you want to just travel or whatever.
That is true.
So it's like never quite the right time.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just felt like we could continue doing life together.
Yeah.
If we jumped at this moment.
Exactly.
And a few, other of our friends just had kids as well. So, and family.
Yeah.
So it felt like this was another wave. And we're like, okay.
So true.
Gotta
Jump on it.
just do it. Now, I definitely wasn't like, ready for it.
Yeah. Now that's what I want to get into eventually, but we're still getting there.
It was just like, I don't know. My philosophy is definitely like, and you can disagree with me. That's okay.
Absolutely. Honestly, cool.
My philosophy is like, kids are a gift from God, but like you don't get to choose if it happens to you. But you just have to like, maybe if you put yourself out there, maybe you get pregnant, maybe you don't, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm not trying to like beat the doors down if I don't get pregnant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to like go into travail or whatever and be like, give me a kid. I'm like, I'm going to be okay either way because I'm like, it's God's timing. I don't know. I don't want to make something happen. And then it's like not the right time. I don't know. Like it's not the right timing or like wasn't the right season of life. God had a better plan for me. I don't want to like force something to happen.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, so I was very like, let me just put this in God's hands. And I was also thinking like, I'm never going to be ready. So it's just
so
going to have to happen to me.
I mean, is anybody ever really ready? I don't know.
It feels like they really are.
I don't know. I think they can say it.
They're
all
chomping
they
at
want.
the bit.
Well, they're like ready in the sense of let's do it, but they're like
I didn't think I would ever
you're
get
not
to
exactly
that point.
ready for the life change.
I didn't think I would get to the let's do it point.
Yeah, and you kind of didn't. You just kind of did it,
Yeah. I kind of,
which is cool.
you know what I mean? Not
Good
trying
for you,
is
you know?
how I would explain it.
Yeah,
Because I didn't chart anything.
yeah.
Didn't know what was going on.
And so then when you got, you know, the inklings of this might be happening,
Well,
what was your
there was a lot of gaslighting involved. Yeah. I don't even know. I don't know how, like, what specific I want to get, but basically, clearly it had nothing to do with, like, even if I were to, like, track or plan or plot or whatever, it wouldn't have worked because apparently things were way off from what I thought they were. And anyway, basically all through December and into January, I would say like the back half of December and then into the first week of January, I guess, I was like just feeling such bad cramps every day.
Okay.
And I was like, my period's late, but it's going to start clearly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it feels identical,
Oh yeah, for sure.
which I didn't realize.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which we have an episode coming up soon that
We
we'll
talk about that.
this.
Yeah, we talk about things that we didn't expect. Also, by the way, this episode is like the freshest episode that you're going to get. And then we're going to go back to like pre-recorded episodes.
Yes.
Because we do have them like buffered out just to factor in Kelly's maternity leave. And then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I'll need one eventually.
Exactly.
So we're
trying
just
to
getting
batch.
ahead. Yeah. So we have gotten ahead, but this is like actually a fresh one. So anyway,
fresh news.
we're going to go new set and then be like old set.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be like, surprise, we have a new set. So just be prepared for that.
Jump scare.
Yeah. My hair is going to look terrible next week and then it will get worse and then it will get better. So where was I? December. Okay. Yeah. I basically just I'm going to start my period because I feel
Yeah, the
cramps
cramps.
every day. And I don't know. I don't want to say like I had irregular cycles, but like every once in a while it would be like I skip a month. Like once a year I usually skip a month.
Yeah.
And then the other ones are pretty normal. It's like I'm in sync with the moon, and then once a year it's like, nah, we're just not gonna.
We're not gonna do this.
So I just never test or anything. I'm just like, no, it's coming. So there was a lot of like gaslighting of like, no.
Yeah.
And this was over Christmas, New Year's, and I was just like, we're eating weird stuff, a lot going on.
Could be anything.
Could be anything. Yes.
Yeah.
So all that to say is I did not test. And my phone told me I was probably pregnant.
I love that so much.
And when I tell you,
It's like probably pregnant.
I got shook to my core. I was in bed. I take my basal body temperature every day. I use the Daisy. I've done it for 4 years. And I synced it to my app that day because I was like, I need to see where I'm at or whatever. And so it was loading my results. And it's usually one of 3 colors. It's either red, blue, or green or sorry, red, yellow, or green. Red means you're ovulating probably. Yellow means your temperature is fluctuating, and green means you're not fertile.
Okay.
And so I'm like waiting for it to load, and the calendar part of it, basically it shows you like a color every day. You kind of see the color as like the temperature and everything is loading in there, and you don't see it yet. And it was blue. And I was like,
that's a color I've never
odd.
seen.
So I'm just kind of like waiting for it to sync, and then it pops up like probably pregnant. And
oh my gosh.
you know when all the feeling leaves your arms?
Yes.
And then like your soul drops out of your body into your toes.
Oh, yes. I know what you mean. That's what happened.
I was just not expecting that on a Sunday morning.
Right.
In bed.
Right. No, yeah,
Oh my
random
gosh.
day. You're just like,
Just a
minding
random,
your own business.
random assault. I was like, oh my gosh. So I like went out to Peter's out in the living room on the couch. He's like reading his Bible or something before church. So I came and I was like, I have to show you something that made my stomach drop to my butt. And he's like, okay, like whatever.
He's like not thinking anything like
Yeah,
this.
he's thinking it's social media or something.
Yes.
Kate Middleton. I don't know.
Something else. Yeah. Something random.
I turn my phone around on him. He's just looking. I think he's realizing, what am I reading?
Yeah,
you know,
he's like, what is this?
He's like, and then like, and for those of you who aren't watching, he like jolts, like jitter face, like what? He was like, oh, what? And I was like, I don't know what to think. Like, I don't, you know. So it was kind of like shocking, like a little bit of excitement, but also kind of like,
what do we do with this information?
yeah, we got to get ready for church. So,
oh gosh, you have to like go,
yeah,
get ready for church, be in public,
yeah,
with this big news.
Yeah,
that just
well,
dropped.
this big possible news.
Yeah.
So anyway, I did not test after that. I needed to let it marinate.
Yeah.
I was also thinking like maybe, I don't know. And I don't want to get like negative here, but like when you're friends with people who go through loss, you just think, yeah, I'm not going to get attached to this idea. Like so many
totally
people have a miscarriage or chemical pregnancy or whatever. I'm just like, I'm not going to, this is not going to be like real to me until not even a pregnancy test. Honestly, I think my mind was like, I need to see a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And then I'll
I understand that.
maybe get excited about it. But like, I don't know. I was very much like, this might not be real. I was like, it might, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because in my mind, I'm like, you can even take a pregnancy test and it can already be done, but like the levels are still in your system. So like, anyway, something that still doesn't make sense to me is when people take a pregnancy test and they're like, ah, like telling everybody. And I'm like, I don't go there, I guess, immediately. Because I'm just like, you don't know.
Yeah. It's probably good. In a sense, you know?
Maybe. Anyway, so I didn't quite want to take the test yet, though, because I was like, I don't know. First of all, I didn't want to like find out too early and then have to wait like so long. I don't know. Everybody's like, yeah, you find out and you're 4 weeks pregnant, and then you're, you know, you feel like you're pregnant. You feel like you're pregnant forever. So anyway, I was trying to like wait longer. And so I think we waited about a week.
I don't know how you did it.
I just pretended like it wasn't real.
You compartmentalized
I was also still like, I'm cramping every day. Like, this can't be good.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm like,
I felt that exact same
something
thing.
could be a brew.
Little do they tell you.
That is
the norm.
Yeah.
Can be.
Yeah, I think your years just go in reverse and it feels the same.
It's going through it.
Instead of contracting, it's like doing the other thing, I guess. Yeah. It's expanding. So, yeah. Finally took a test. You guys went to Hawaii.
Yes.
And then I was like,
I don't know that any of this is going on.
no.
This is their own, private thing.
I was in a reckoning of my own. You guys went to Hawaii, and I thought, well, now's a good time to test, because maybe like if we do, and if it's positive, then I can get an ultrasound, and then when you come back, I could tell you.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much what happened. But basically with, you put in your dates or whatever to like a calendar, and it gives you like how many weeks you are based on your last cycle.
Right.
So mine, I thought I was like 9.5 weeks. And anyway, took the pregnancy test. I disassociated the entire time. Like, I think I was just kind of like, what did I do?
What did I do?
What have I done? What are the implications of this?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was so shook.
You're like, this is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, not that I was like sad about it, but like afterward, we went in the kitchen. We were going to like eat pizza or something. I just started crying. And I was like, I'm just scared.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, I'm just,
It's terrifying.
like, yeah. I was like, I don't like this feeling. You know,
Yeah.
Peter's like, let's go to the store and get Olipop. I was like, I want to go. And he's like, I'll go get it for you. I was like, no, I want to go to HEB.
You're like, I gotta get out
Yeah.
of here.
I was like,
yeah.
get me out of here.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta
So-
take a trip to somewhere.
Yeah. I think we went and got Olipop, ate pizza, and didn't talk about it for the rest of the night because I was just a little too
He's probably like thinking about it constantly, but
yeah,
I don't want to bring it up.
I was just like, this is too much, too
Yeah.
scary. I don't know. But I had time to marinate on it,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So then the next day, I guess I felt a little bit better. I called my health share people. I was like, hey, you know, what's my coverage look like? I don't know. Who can I go to somebody but not commit to them for like the whole time? Like,
Yeah.
what if I don't like the provider they go
Right.
to? They're like, oh yeah, you can switch it up. Like, it doesn't matter. So I was like, okay. So then I call this place. I book an ultrasound because I'm thinking like, at least when we go, it'll be like enough to see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I'm 9 weeks.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was like 8 weeks then.
Right.
Anyway, so we booked the ultrasound, I guess when you guys were still in Hawaii.
It must have been. Which you got a lot done while we were gone that week.
did. We really did. So we booked the ultrasound. We go out there, and yeah, I guess you guys were gone. I don't know. You guys were at Jurassic Park. I was going to an ultrasound.
Had no idea.
No, nobody knew. Honestly. Also, I just want to say, if you're out here being like, I knew it, don't tell me that.
Please don't tell
me
anybody that.
Don't tell me that. I don't want to know. 2 people have told me that, and I'm like, I don't want to talk to you.
That is so wrong.
My mind, no matter how good your intentions are,
Yeah.
my mind reads it as, you look pudgy. I think
Yeah.
there's a baby going on.
Don't say that to anyone.
Shut up.
Don't do it.
If you comment that, I probably will delete it. I don't know. Anyway,
You comment that.
let's go back.
Yeah.
So, what?
We're in Jurassic Park. You're getting an ultrasound.
You get an ultrasound. Yep. So I'm like not looking at the screen because I was like, I don't know if anything's there. Anyway, Peter says he sees it all. He's like, there's a heartbeat. He gets emotional, tears up.
Aw.
I'm just like, okay, what am I looking at? And she's like, okay, it's definitely smaller than
What you thought.
what you thought. So she's like, this is earlier. I was like, how much earlier? She's like, okay, let's measure. So she does a little measuring thing. She's like, 6 weeks, 5 days.
You're like, how?
Like, shoot. And I was like, so it still has a tail. She's like, it still has a tail. I was like,
Tail?
no. I thought we
A
were past
tail.
the tail phase, but we weren't. I couldn't see it though, so thank God.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah. I don't
We were
think
almost
I've
out
ever
of it, I
seen the
think, at
tail
7 weeks,
myself.
but those tails, they look amphibian.
They actually really, especially on the app that I have,
I hate it so bad.
it looks like a lizard.
When that app on week 3 or whatever, that is foul.
That was,
It is foul.
Scary.
It looks like a lizard person.
it really did. I'm like, I don't know who's making this, but
I don't like it. I'm like, cover that up. I don't want to see it. I don't want to think about it. Anyway, but like, then I finally did look at the screen and like, it was kind of like, oh, wow. Like, she's like, everything looks perfect. Like, this is great. Like, great.
Yeah.
I don't know what she was looking at, honestly. I don't remember what she said.
I don't know.
Because it wasn't placenta yet. She was like, your ovaries look great. Your uterus looks great. I don't know.
Sure.
She's like, this looks really good. And then I was surprised that she kind of said it, but she was like, well, if you're having miscarriage, this all looks ragged. Like, this looks really,
interesting.
really great.
Yeah.
She was like, this is perfect. It's just like your dating was probably off. And I was
Yeah.
like, no, duh. It's really off.
You're like, I thought I was in 9 weeks over here.
Yeah. So I had to go back and be like, okay, I'm almost 7.
That is
You know?
wild.
Yeah.
That part still is wild to me.
I know.
Because what's mostly hilarious is you were obsessed with how are people getting these 4 extra weeks. And then you
I didn't get my weeks. I did not get my week. I didn't get any bonus weeks. Exactly. I'm like, you're not pregnant though. You're 3 weeks pregnant and you're not pregnant. I get 0 bonus weeks over here.
They're like, you don't want them? Okay.
Literally. I'm like,
that is so
this makes no sense. I was like, so I don't have bonus weeks? She's like, some people don't. I was like, you're kidding me.
Who knew? And that also is like, I don't get everything. Let me just tell you. The body is interesting.
I don't get it.
The system, it's a wild ride. Yeah. You don't know what's going to happen.
Anyway, so we took our little ultrasound picture. We went to Chick-fil-A. We kind of talked about
Chick-fil-A.
life. Yeah, we had celebratory Chick-fil-A. We were just like, oh my gosh. I was like, so do we have to like tell people now? And he's like, no, I wouldn't. Like, let's keep it a secret. I was like, when do we want to tell people? He's like, maybe like 12 weeks. I was like, I love it.
I love it.
Because then you could just be like, hey, we're pregnant and you don't have to worry about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we kept it under wraps for quite a while. Now, you guys got back from Hawaii. I'm sorry, we're really going into depth here.
I love it.
This podcast today. So
I love it.
It's a long one.
This is what people want.
This is all life updates.
They've been wondering. When they saw that news, they
said,
have
questions.
What?
They have questions. You guys got back from Hawaii.
Yeah.
And the first week, we recorded 2 episodes. And I didn't tell you yet.
Yeah.
I was acting natural. But, like, I was like... okay, there's this... there's an episode of The Office. It's right after the Michael Scott Paper Company. And then Dunder Mifflin figures out, like, the best way to, because Michael Scott Paper Company keeps undercutting prices to try to get clients, but that means they're going out of business super fast. They're like going bankrupt because they can't actually do it. But Dunder Mifflin doesn't know that, so they're like, the cheapest thing is actually to do a buyout of their company. And so Pam and Ryan are like, Michael, you can't say that we're going under. Like, you know, don't say that. Like, act cool. We're going to get this buyout. We're going to get our jobs back, blah, 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 blah. And Michael's like, I got this. And then they go up the elevator and the elevator doors open. He's like, boo, I think I'm going to say it. That is exactly how I felt after you left. I went to Peter. I was like, I felt like I was going to say it. I was like, we got to tell them quick because
we can't wait till 12 weeks.
I was like, there's no way. There were so many signs I felt like that day.
The funny thing is, from like my
perspective, your perspective, it was normal.
That was not crossing my mind at all. And the funny thing was, I think you did tell me a while back, like, we're not like not trying, but we're not like trying or whatever.
Yeah.
But that in my head, I put that in the way back, and I was like,
yeah.
It's not happening. Like, you know, I was trying not to like get my hopes up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like in my dream world, this is exactly what happens. So that just and then she would talk, like when we would talk about it, like it was not any closer to
listen, I still don't want to like cuddle anybody's baby,
right?
But
even more than that, like there was just nothing in you that was like, I'm gonna probably get pregnant and want to have a baby. Like, so I just was like, okay, like this is not happening.
Yeah, so you're like, she's the hard one.
Said anything, and I wouldn't have crossed my mind.
Wow,
I don't think.
Wow.
So you thought you were being like, anything you say is obvious, and I was like, in the blah blah land.
Okay, do you remember the day you came over for a little esthetician action right before you went to Hawaii? Like,
yes.
We didn't record a podcast that day.
Yes.
I tested that night. Isn't that crazy?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no clue.
Yeah, you're like, I like your outfit, and I'm like, do I look fat?
Not at all.
Anyway, where was I?
Oh, so you were trying to hide it, but then you were like, I think I'm going to tell.
Yeah. So that day, I mean, I guess everything is really normal because I do burp a lot on the podcast. But we ate lunch in that second episode. I was like, I can't. Like, again, I was just hiccuping nonstop, which was like kind of. It's been like a little bit of indigestion, lots of hiccups. So
yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, I'm cracking. And then I don't know what else we talked about, but I had
you wanted pickles.
Yeah. I was like, let me show you all these pickles I have. I had like
didn't cross my
all
mind.
These different pickles. I was like, I have pickled okra, hot pickles. other dill pickles, kosher pickles, whatever.
That should have sent me on
and
a
you were like,
path, but I was just like, we love pickles. Like,
Yeah.
I can't falter for
I was like,
that.
try these. And then also during lunch, I'm like, oh, we have like ranch.
Yeah.
And I was like, I found this ranch at HEB and it's like homemade.
I was like, I love that ranch.
Excuse me. I'm like hiccuping just thinking about it. And you're like, oh my gosh, that's like my pregnancy craving. And I was like, crap.
Literally.
Like, how is this so?
Didn't cross my mind.
Yeah.
Not even a little.
Yeah. I was like, oh shoot, this is like textbook.
I should have thought it, but I didn't.
Anyway, but I think that weekend we told you guys.
Because then we went to this place we wanted to take y'all.
Yeah.
Take Peter.
Yeah. So we were going to surprise Peter at this like Lord of the Rings restaurant. And we had planned this for a while. We were going to do it into December.
Yeah.
I guess, but it didn't work out.
Things got busy.
Yeah, for his birthday. So we just kind of pushed it into January. And so we finally went. And I was like, I'm going to tell them, today. And Peter's like, how are you going to tell him? I was like, okay, I think like when we order the food, like you can pretend like you're taking pictures of the food and like record it. And then I was like, I think I'm going to say, like, isn't it crazy our kids are going to be only 4 months apart? Okay. So we go to the restaurant. I don't know. So many things about that day. The car ride there, I forgot my water bottle. You had your water bottle. And I'm like starving. And like, no, like I was like thirsty, starving, like
yes.
all this stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I got to play it cool because I could eat a bus. Like,
just thought you were hungry.
You're drinking water. I'm like, I am so thirsty. Like she's so smart to bring water, all this stuff. Anyway, so we get to the restaurant and it's like a surprise for Peter. So we're like doing the thing.
Yeah.
And then they kind of take forever to like come take our order and stuff because it was just like, it's an experience. It wasn't like
it was
primo service. It was super busy.
Saturday, right?
It was Saturday.
Yeah.
It was a super busy day, brunch scene. So they kind of take forever to like get our order. Then they finally bring us water. I'm like taking it down. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then it's then took a while for them to bring out the food. So in my mind, I'm like, we're going to tell them, but like it was such a long time.
Well, I feel like it felt longer for you because I feel like it wasn't that long, but I think in your head you were waiting for this thing to happen. So it felt like it was taking years.
Then I was like so hungry, but at the same time I was like, I gotta get this news out first.
Right. Because then you can eat in peace.
Yeah. So the food comes out. It does look good. Peter starts filming and I freeze. I'm like, I can't do it. It was probably like a minute and a half of me just like looking at my plate. Like, this looks good.
And I'm waiting to eat because I know that he's filming and I'm like, they do this. Like they're taking pictures, they're filming, they're trying to get the whole experience.
But you're also like, this is kind of a long time to film. Y'all are also, and then I'm kind of getting in my head because y'all are sitting across from us and I'm like, this is such a random thing to say. And I'm like, I got to make sure they hear me the first time.
Right. Yeah.
Because it was kind of loud in there and stuff. And I was like, I got to like say something and like grab some eye contact enough for you to like know I'm talking to you. But y'all are just like
not reading the room.
Y'all want to split the pancake, blah, 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 blah. Y'all are just talking to each other like this. And I'm like freaking out. Like I was literally panicking. I was like, and I kind of told Peter, I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm just so scared. Like,
I didn't even see that interaction happen. I'm like, where was I?
I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm
in
just
my
so
own
nervous.
little world.
Yeah. No, y'all were just discussing your meals. Like y'all were divvying out the pancake or something.
Very excited about my pancake. It was a Nutella one. So
yeah. And I was just like, this is such a random thing to bring up now, because we're not in any kind of topic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it would be. I mean,
and then I was just like, now or never, So I just look at you, and I was like, just like serious face. I was like, is it crazy? Our kids are going to be 4 months apart, and
I froze. I thought. It felt like a lot longer than I froze.
It wasn't, yeah.
But then I saw the video back and I was like, oh, that was actually fast.
But in your mind, you were like...
But in my mind, I was like 10 minutes just like staring. I thought she was pranking me. I was like, is this a joke? I look at Matthew and I'm like, do you know? Like, are you in on this joke? Like, but he's like... he has no clue.
He's looking around for context clues. He's looking at you. Yeah. He looks at us. He looks back to you. Because he's like, because I brought it up like it's something that y'all already know.
Yes, exactly. So then I'm just like, what'd she just say? Did she just say our kids are going to be 4 months apart? It like took me, it felt like forever to download that and process that. But it wasn't. And then I was just like, started tearing. And then I was just like, are you serious right now? Like, I was just in total shock.
Yeah.
You could have like knocked me over with a feather. Just didn't expect that news at all.
Yeah.
It was an out of body experience. I felt like my spirit left me and was looking, and I was just stuck there.
You're like, when I think back on it, I see the table.
Like, I was dead for a second.
Oh my gosh.
That's how crazy it was. And it was so funny because I just felt like I was in such shock, and I just could not believe this news. I never in a million years expected that day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
I loved it. But I was just like, all day, I was just like buzzing.
Yeah.
I was just like,
I know.
I kept screaming.
It was very fun to tell you guys because it was like, also, I don't know. Like, I guess, I don't know. I get that it's weird to like maybe tell people before you've told your family and stuff, but I was like, this is a moment like I don't want to miss. Is like where we're both pregnant at the same time.
Exactly.
So like,
yes.
I wanted as much time of that as possible.
Right.
Also, like somebody to like bounce questions off of and stuff like that because you're just kind of like,
it's hard when you're just in the thick of it.
like, what's happening right here?
Normal?
Is this normal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
So yeah, or somebody to just get it.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh, this is interesting.
Yes.
So also I just felt like there was no way we could keep doing these long days together.
Exactly.
You not to know. Like, yeah.
It's true. We do too much of life together that that's how I felt too, where I was just like, I'm telling you right away because there's no way I can hide it.
Exactly. Whereas other people, I'm like, I see you once a week at church. So it's like very passing. Like,
if I have an off day, you won't.
I
really
can definitely mask. And like it doesn't have to come up, but if we're just chatting, shooting the breeze, I'm like,
this is my everyday life right now.
Yeah. So if we spend some long extended times with people, I'd be nervous, but like it just didn't happen. With other people, so yeah, I was able to keep it a lot longer.
That was so wild, and it was so cool because I think it was like not long before that time that I was literally thinking, how cool would it be if we were like we're pregnant together or like it's soon for her.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Again, I mean, clearly she's like saying all these things and I am not getting it at all. I'm in La La Land.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even when you told me, I was like, I think it's a joke. So, clearly, I was not in the space of thinking that was going to happen. But I just thought it'd be cool because I did know like our life is about to change.
Yeah, exactly.
And what does that mean for other people's
everything
lives,
yeah
you know?
Yeah,
and like especially since we do
people who don't have kids
every week
you
know,
all the time.
And so I don't know, it just was like it felt even stressful thinking about that life change. And then if you're doing it together, it's like, okay, this is gonna be a little bit better.
Exactly.
Like, easier.
Exactly. And I think we talk about this in a future episode, but we kind of had this like not deal, but like you were like, I don't know what it's gonna be like to like have kids and like be in a different state, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready to like take all that on, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, me neither. And you're like, well, if we live close to each other, we can do it together. Exactly. Like, yeah. Shake on it.
Yeah.
Like, and then you're like,
it's time.
Yeah. I was like, no, I'm not ready. Yeah. So it was definitely, it took me some time to marinate.
Yeah.
It might
take you that long to
it didn't, but
make
like
it happen, you know.
Right.
You got on it.
Yeah.
And then okay, so like I said, and we can get to this part, at first when that day, like you were totally fine. It was like after I saw you throughout the weeks, that next couple of weeks, you were you're going through it.
Took a little tip.
You were not in your best feelings.
No.
And I could see that. But slowly it got better, you know, with the time. But what was that process for you, you know? Because you went literally from no to it's happening whether we like it or not.
Yeah. It was just
And where are you now?
I'm at a good place right now.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was just a lot of weird not knowing, especially, okay, like, I don't know, like, first of all, you don't feel like yourself and you're annoyed by that.
Yeah.
And you don't necessarily relate it to the baby or like the fetus or the placenta growing or whatever is happening in you.
Because you're like not seeing anything.
You're just like, I don't feel good.
Yeah.
I feel like acid all the time. I can't sleep.
Yeah, you were in really bad sleep problems.
And I'm just like, I'm annoyed by this. And it feels like it's my problem. I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, we were still in the middle of some seasonal depression, which was just
Truly.
I was in such a slump.
Yeah.
And like the sun not being out, me not feeling like myself, also me not feeling like I could get out and have sun. It was just really like...
You had a freeze you had to go through.
Literally horrible.
Yeah.
So I think I was feeling all that. And then, I don't know, like, I think it's different for everybody, but for somebody who kind of maybe likes to plan stuff a little bit, you're just like, I don't even know. It's an it baby, you know, like, I don't know what gender it is or whatever. Like, this? I also don't know how to wrap my mind around that. Like how to, like literally wrap my mind around it's one situation. Or the other right now. And like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then just thinking about like, what are they going to look like? What do I have to name them? Like, how much money is this going to take?
That is stressful to think about. Yeah. That got me too.
Am I going to balloon? Yeah. Just so many questions. Absolutely. If I don't feel good right now, what am I going to expect in the next months? You know what I mean? So I don't know. It was a little rough patch, but once I aired all my laundry to you guys, it was just over lunch. I was like, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? Y'all were like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, or it doesn't have to happen to you. Yeah. And I was like, okay.
It's the truth about life. Sometimes you just have to let the crazy thoughts out. Not even like they were crazy. It's just, you know what I mean? Like the venting out, like if you keep it inward, you explode. Yeah. You just have to like just say it. Because even when you say it, sometimes you don't even need someone to be like, no, that's not gonna happen. You just know, like, oh, you know what? Now that I said that, it's like out of the box. It's not as loud as I thought. You know? Yeah. So keep that in mind, people.
Yeah. Also, I think I talk about this in a future episode again. So again, I'm sorry, but we'll get to that. I was having a lot of acid and like reflux and like I still have it, but it was worse. Yeah. And whenever Peter has something going on, I'm always like playing detective and I'm like, what about this? Do you think it's this? Do you think it's this? What about this? And he's always just like, I feel bad. You know what I mean? And so I was just like, what the heck? Like, I was just complaining to him one day. I think we were driving around or whatever. I was in the passenger seat and I was like, it makes no sense that something that is like a blip can make me feel so bad. And he was like, I don't think it's just physical. And I was like, what? And then I was like, if I were flipping this on myself, like if he said that, I would be like, yeah, what are the emotional things that you're not ready to swallow? You know what I mean? And I was like, I am not ready to swallow that my life is going to change and that I'm going to have a kid. And like, I was like, I think I need to like swallow this truth. Yeah. And so I just kind of started mentally like, okay, like whenever I'm like, oh, you know, why is this happening to me? I'm like, I accept it, you know? Yeah. And just started like trying to be like, no, I don't have to avoid it. I don't have to avoid the P word, pregnancy. You know what I mean?
She couldn't say literally it for a while. Saying it.
Yeah. I was like, this is happening to me, you know?
Yeah. We were joking that you were like going through the stages of grief.
I was.
And then you were like having to accept it.
Yeah, I got all the way to acceptance. And then we were at a good place. It's just like, I don't know. Yeah. It was a lot.
It was a lot to take in.
It was a lot.
And I mean, technically, yes, you weren't like preventing it, but it still was very much of a surprise.
I was also like, I'm never going to be ready for this. So like, it's going to change my feelings. And then I was like, it didn't immediately change my feelings. And I was like, what have I done? You know what I mean? But
Yes.
it wasn't even like, it's not even the fact that, oh, I didn't like hold my baby and feel nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
no,
like,
yeah.
I just didn't feel any kind of connection to the pregnancy test. And I was like,
Yes.
this has done nothing for me.
Yeah.
I'm just freaked out. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Right.
But then with every ultrasound, you're like, oh,
Yes, it gets more real and
okay.
realer
Wait.
and realer.
That's kind of fun. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
like I have a
exactly.
picture. Like
yes.
there's some proof.
Yes.
Or like them saying like, oh, it looks great. And you're like, it does? You know? Like
thank you.
oh, okay. Yeah. So,
It's true. So, okay, we do
I'm looking at I wrote down notes. I was like, what do
Make
all
sure you
these
cover
mean?
some
Yeah.
things. You got
No. What's
Okay.
your question?
We do cover this in an upcoming episode, but I guess kind of give us a brief of any symptoms you've had and like how you're feeling today.
Okay. Yeah. So never had nausea.
is
Never had, I don't know. What are the common ones? Fatigue. No.
Yeah.
But insomnia. And then not fatigue during the day.
Yeah.
I just can't sleep at night. And then I wake up and I'm like, all right, I'm just up.
Yeah.
I feel normal. Like I feel normal a lot, which is I'm like grateful for it. But it's also like, it can help you fake it out. Like,
Right.
be like, I don't think this is really
No, it is
happening
true.
to me. I can forget about it. You know, I remember somebody said like, this is something that you just think about all the time, but nobody else knows yet. And I was like, I don't even think about it all the time. Like
Yeah.
I forget.
No, that's what I was saying. I did too.
Yeah.
Until I started feeling, because it would like wake me like,
Yeah.
oh yeah. Like, and now I can't really forget because I'm like at this ton of weight right here. But
Yeah.
you know, like I did. I thought it was going to be
Until
more
you're like
you think
feeling
about all the
it,
time.
it's like, okay, like
You're just going about life.
right. And
Yeah.
even now, like there's more things to think about or like more people know. So like,
Yeah.
I guess it's like a little bit more of a reminder, but my clothes all still fit.
Yeah.
And I'm in, you know, a few weeks into my second trimester, like
Yeah.
I'm like, my clothes still fit. I feel normal.
That's
Like I'm
great.
not tired. Like I can still get on the treadmill and,
Walk.
you know,
Yeah.
do all my work. And I don't know.
Are you still having sleeping issues?
Yes.
That's a reminder,
But it is. But at the same time, like I said, you feel like it's just a you problem. You're like, we're going to get it together. You know, like the Nate episode where he's like, I ate a lot of pancakes. He's like, we're going to get it together today. It's like, it's not the pancakes fault.
yeah. Exactly.
You just don't equate it to that. You're just like, I cannot go to sleep. Like, shut my brain off. You know, and you're not thinking like, this is fetus.
Fetus problems.
This is, I don't know, fetus energy. You know what I mean? You're just like, my brain is just so loud right now.
Yeah.
I don't know how much to attribute this to because this does happen to me in the winter, but like so itchy.
Yeah.
My legs itch so bad and they honestly wake me up in the night, but I'm also like thinking a lot.
Yeah.
And there will be just like 2-hour or more stretches where I just can't go to sleep. And I'm like, okay.
That is the roughest thing to deal with.
And
No sleep.
it's just, I mean,
At night, you know, you're just awake
Yeah.
and you're just like, I want to be asleep right now.
it's like I want to be asleep. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm not tired at all. And I'm like, let me just lay real still and try to go back to sleep
Yeah.
or something. And it'll be like weird, like not even dreams, but like very active scenarios in my head that I feel like I have to like play out. And like, it's not pertinent at all. Like it's not something pressing that I need to
Yeah.
figure out. It's just like, what about this? You know? And, anyway, it's like my mind is like very awake and then I get itchy and then
bad
I'll be
combo.
like, okay, like trying to go back to sleep. And then I'm like, I mean, maybe I could pee, you know?
Yeah.
You're like, maybe I would feel more relaxed if I did. So then I'll get up and then I'll come back and I'll be like, okay, well, I'm more awake.
Yep.
And then I'll lay there for like another hour, you know, find all these different positions, not get comfortable, try a million different
Positions.
There we go. And then I'll finally be like, I'm starving. So then I have to get up again, go
Yeah.
find a snack, go find a glass
You
of
just have a
milk.
whole, it's like you live you live a whole life at night.
Yeah, I do. So, and then sometimes I'll try to put on a book and see if that takes me down. Sometimes I just listen to just chapters of it. It's just so much.
You'd think that would put you right to sleep.
You'd think, but sometimes it doesn't.
Have you ever tried reading a paper book? Because that always knocks you out.
It does, right? No, I haven't, because I would have to like turn on the light.
Yeah.
And Peter's like sleeping.
You can get.
He's having the best sleep of his life.
I have these little amber light book lights.
Ooh.
You can get that.
Maybe I'll have to try that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading The Nightingale, so it might be a little spooky.
True.
We could try. Yeah. So I try to. Right now I'm on like Anne of Green Gables, and it's like read by this. It's called The Sleepy Bookshelf.
Cute.
It's on Spotify. And she reads the book, and she'll be like, "Tonight we're reading this," and she'll be like, "Here's what Marilla said."
Oh my gosh, that would put me to sleep.
"Carrots," said Anne. Like, it's
so scary.
her voice is like so chill, but sometimes I just listen to it for 2 hours. Like,
oh my gosh, and it does not knock you out. That is pretty.
Sometimes like
intense.
I just need to be like manually relaxed. Like I need like Peter to like scratch my back or something. Like that's the only thing. Like, give me rubbies on my head or something like that. And like I can't do it to myself. So I'm like, I'm just not. I've tried to sleep on the couch, like when I get up for a snack or whatever. Like, let's see if the couch does it. Sometimes it does.
Yeah,
it does not.
Not at all.
Do it. And then I have a massage mat. So
she's doing all the things.
Yeah, I've laid down on the massage mat, tried to like get some little relaxing rubbies there, and then go back to bed.
Nothing.
It doesn't, like some night, like every once in a while it'll work, and then it just won't work again. You're like, okay.
And you got to try a whole new thing.
Yeah.
Oof. Let me tell you something. I recently have had some itching issues, and when I tell you, nothing makes you want to go insane more. I was like that night that I was having itching issues. Of me? I did, and then I was going crazy. I was like, oh, like I was getting so mad. I was like, I'm just like miserable.
Yeah.
Like I can't sleep. Like,
literally.
I'm itching. And then the next day I was like, sorry, I had that meltdown. Like you go insane when you're itching.
You're itching, and like the sheets are like itching you too. Like,
yes. And he was like, yeah, it's a form of torture. It's like, no doubt.
Literally though. Literally.
So
anyway.
I can't imagine what you go through.
It is what it is. It's real. And then like some acid. Now, I can eat anything. I haven't had any food aversions. That's another thing.
That's good. Yeah.
Haven't had food aversions. Nothing sounds gross to me. The only thing, like people say, oh, I gag all the time. The only thing that gags me is like, I'll be brushing my teeth and I'm like, ooh. Like just the toothbrush in my mouth will be like, this is too much for me. Oof. That's the only thing.
About to make me gag right now.
Just when it goes too far back or whatever, I'm just like, and I'm not even like getting it so hard, but it's just like a normal toothbrush, and I'm just like, ugh. Can't do it.
No.
But not the taste of toothpaste or anything. Yeah. It's just like something in my mouth. I don't know. Yeah.
I get that.
I'm just like, ugh.
Okay. What has been so far
the
funnest thing about being pregnant?
Oh, that you're pregnant?
Okay, I thought you were going to say like telling people and like getting their reactions. No.
I mean, that is fun, but sometimes, to be honest, like it's a lot for me to like wrap my mind around. I feel like I'm finally getting into like, oh, this is kind of exciting, you know?
Yeah.
But like telling people and then them like crying, screaming, I'm like, crying, screaming. You're more excited than me. So that's a little spooky. I'm like, I'm just like, oh wow, you know.
Well, you're still grasping.
I haven't cried
at it,
about. Well, I'm
just that
I haven't cried in
different cry.
I haven't been like, oh my gosh,
yeah.
You know.
I don't think I was like that either, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
it was more like
when it's happening to you, you're just like, this is a lot to take in.
Can see outside of that.
I guess so.
You know, stress.
I guess so.
Craziness.
And you know what? It's like every person we told that already has a kid is just like losing their mind, like so emotional. And so I think it's just something different that unlocks for them because they're like, I know what this means. You know what I mean?
It's been fun too because you've sent me like videos of the reactions of people, and it's been so fun to watch.
Yeah,
because I think it was like for me, I think everyone's just like didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
So that just makes it even more just a blast to like see these reactions because they're just like, it's pure.
Yeah, because I haven't been coming like, oh, I want to have a baby so bad. I have baby fever, blah, blah, blah. I never have baby fever.
No inkling of that, you know?
No. So it's like, it is a shock, I think, more to people that are like, what? You know? Also, we like didn't just get married. Like, I think people were kind of like, oh, you know, around like year 2. Year 1 or year 2, they're like,
is it gonna happen?
Really? You know, gonna have a baby. And then you hit year 6 and people are like, okay, we're gonna leave him alone.
We'll see what happens.
And we don't really like get the question anymore. You know what I mean? So like people are just kind of like, okay, they're just doing their thing. I don't know. So, but yeah, other things have been fun. How good some food tastes. It's like incredible. Like when something's good, it's like insanely good.
Yeah.
I have a list. We might just get into the list.
Sure.
Things that sound good. Okay. One of the first things that was incredible to me, and this is not groundbreaking at all, but it's the Chick-fil-A breakfast hash browns dipped in ranch.
Oh, sounds amazing.
They were on another level.
I can imagine.
Like being pregnant. Yeah. A whole different level of...
This is going to make me hungry.
Deliciousness. I have a note in my phone called Things That Sound Good.
Okay.
So chicken salad.
Okay.
Cheese cubes. Okay. Bean and cheese burritos.
I remember this.
I texted you. I was like, bean and cheese burrito. Like refried beans and cheese. Like melted up in a flour tortilla.
You know, I love it.
And you were like, mushy beans do sound good. We were laughing about that. But like a bean and cheese tortilla is like unreal. And then I put like a little bit of Louisiana hot sauce on it. I want that right now for lunch, to be honest. It sounds so good.
I told you you're going to make us hungry.
Woo! Salt and vinegar chips.
Oh, yes.
I went to the store one night and I was like, this is really cathartic. I'm going shopping and it's like, 8:30 at night and like the store is empty, but like also they were out of the Siete salt and vinegar chips. And I was like, you're kidding me.
Oh, man.
Okay, mac and cheese. No duh. But like mac and cheese, and then I'll make like grilled nuggets to go on top of it. It's a very high protein. Excuse me. It's a very high protein snack. Turkey burger with barbecue sauce. Mm-hmm. It really...
Turkey burgers have been hitting for me too.
So hard.
So much. That's pretty much all I've been eating.
Mm-hmm. I haven't even had this, but it sounds incredible to me. A BLT.
That would be good. It would not settle well for me, but it would be good.
What part of it?
The greasiness. Like on a regular day, it'll get me. And then...
Oh. Well, you could dab them off.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe you can do turkey bacon.
Maybe.
Turkey bacon.
We're getting ideas.
I'm getting chills. Fried egg with a slice of sourdough. Or like make it as a birds in a nest where you kind of like carve out and crack the egg inside of it.
My mom calls it like egg in a hole.
Okay. Egg in a hole. That's what it is. We call it birds in a nest.
That's hilarious.
Like a little bird and a little nest. And then you take the circle piece and you cook it in the pan alongside it, but it soaks up all the butter.
Yes. It's so
good. My gosh. And say what you want. I don't care. I have my eggs a little runny and then I dip the toast in it with a lot of salt, a lot of pepper. Yes. Oh my gosh. It's so good. Adrenal cocktails. Yes. They've just been hitting. Also, anything iced water, iced coffee, iced chai, iced tea, Arnold Palmer.
Yes.
All of those things. I don't pretty much want any hot drinks. I just want ice. And it sounds...
It's the best.
So good.
I think that is,
I don't know. Some people are like, oh, that's low iron. I'm like, no, it's just literally
iron.
like...
You want ice to drink?
Yeah, because you want ice. But I'm like, I'm not like craving the ice cubes.
What is ice giving you in terms of iron?
I have no idea.
It's water.
I just like, I'm like, I just want the cold drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like ice lemon water. Like, ooh, that sounds so good.
Yeah.
Okay. This sounds like a pregnancy craving. This is a legit item that I had in France and then I just took away from it and I was like, I'm going to have this all the time. I've served it to you before. You get a baguette if you have it, or you could just get like a piece of toast. Toast it, put a link of sausage, sauerkraut and like a spicy mustard. It's so good.
I taste it right now. The saltiness.
I know. The zap.
Anything salty.
The zap, the zing.
Was really a heavy hitter for me.
We went to Firehouse Subs again.
Oh, yeah. So good.
I feel great about my decisions. And I got a turkey I toasted the bread and left everything else cold. You are more likely to get listeria from lettuce than you are from anything else. So yeah.
Come at me.
Here's the recipe. And this is delicious for anybody. Okay. You go to Firehouse Subs and you get the turkey sandwich, only toast the bread, leave everything else cold, and get that fully loaded. So fully loaded, I think, is lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, mustard. I don't know what else they put on it, but that's what comes on it. And then you're got to add on extra black olives, extra banana peppers, cucumbers, pickles, salt and pepper, oil and vinegar. Ooh. And it changed my life. It was so good. So zingy, so fresh.
It was really fresh.
Yeah. Because you had some of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was probably different than yours, but
yeah.
It's bright and vivid, and
both the sandwiches felt so fresh. That was my most surprising thing about Firehouse Subs. It just felt so good. Fresh compared to we were trying to go to Subway hoping it would hit.
Yeah.
And it did not. And it also felt stale.
Yeah. Yeah, we really did try the Subway one time. And I was like,
And apparently I just heard that Subway dyes their wheat bread.
I know. Yeah. They're like, it's not really, it's white bread, just dyed bread. Okay. I did get hot dogs the other day. I got beef franks, so not hot dogs.
Yeah.
I got beef franks, put just a ton of relish. I'm about to go to the store and get more hot dogs right now. It sounds so good.
You're bringing me back.
Oh my gosh. Look at this picture of my hot dog from the other day. Good. It looks so good, right? We might.
Remember when I was on that hot dog kick?
You're about to be on it again.
And you were eating it with me.
You're about to be on it again because it's incredible.
She had pre-pregnancy things with me.
I was riding the waves with you. Yeah. And then I got, how could I forget? The cinnamon dragons from Trader Joe's. Yes. Oh my gosh, I was taking them bagfuls.
So good.
That was the first thing I was like, I can't stop. It tastes like a cinnamon broom in my mouth in the best way.
Yeah, explosion in your mouth in the best way.
So good. Yeah. So anyway, hot dogs. Okay. From Chick-fil-A, the grilled spicy wrap with regular ranch dressing.
Grilled spicy wrap.
Yeah, you can get the grilled wrap, but get it with the spicy chicken in it. Oh. So grilled spicy chicken.
Wow.
And then get it with ranch. It takes me back to the beginning of my Chick-fil-A days, like 2007, 2008, when we had 3 different types of wraps on the menu. We had regular, spicy, and Caesar. First of all, I would kill for a Caesar.
Why did they take that away?
It was so good. It had Caesar dressing. Oh my gosh.
That sounds amazing.
If I could have a Caesar wrap,
that sounds so good right now.
It was so good. Anyway, the spicy wrap with regular ranch is so good.
Yeah.
Okay. Milk actually.
Oh yeah.
Is hitting a ton.
Also, side note, helps with the acid reflux.
It does.
Which is something I did not know until recently.
It does. Egg sandwiches. So, and I made this for you
yes.
a couple weeks ago. Basically, sourdough, scrambled eggs, cheese, bacon if you have it. If you don't, it's fine.
Yeah.
And then mustard and mayonnaise.
I guess.
Extra mustard.
I've been riding her pregnancy wave.
It's insane. And then I've been doing meatballs with like mashed potato.
Yeah.
And then like a balsamic honey garlic drizzle
for me.
And it is so good. Steak also sounded just amazing to me. But yeah. Maybe I have some more, but I'll let you know.
It's a good list you guys know.
That's my.
You can always like refer back to if you're like, what did I eat today?
Yeah, I'm like, what sounds good right
memory.
now? I'm like, oh, this all sounds so good.
It's funny to me. I don't know if you've experienced this, but it's like when your body wants something, like it knows it's gonna be good, and then your body also knows you should not touch that because it's not gonna be good.
Every once in a while,
It's very intuitive.
I was going to say, I don't know. Because sometimes, I just told you about this last week. I feel like my smell has been kicking in stronger. So like I'll cook some, excuse me. Getting the hiccups again. I'll cook some meat. And then I'll be like, oh, this smells like meaty. Like it just smells off. And I'm like, danger, danger, danger. But then I'm like, I keep smelling it. And I'm like, maybe this is just what meat smells like. And I'm just like more sensitive to it. So I'm like, I'll take a little bite. And I'm like,
it's fine.
It's good. So then I eat it. So that's where I've been lately.
It's just a little stronger.
Yeah, it's stronger. Like we had quesadillas every day in Mexico. First of all, because the place was just like right around the corner and it was super good. So we were getting these chicken quesadillas and like this fresh guac. And it was really good. But like the last day, like the chicken just smelled so chickeny. And I was like, danger, danger. And then I just kept smelling it. And I was like, just eat it. I don't know. And then same thing happened with like turkey meat at home and some other stuff. And I was just like, this doesn't smell good, but like, let me just push through and try it. And then when I try it, I'm like, oh, it's delish.
Yeah. I think it's
surprise, surprise.
Because I think you'd know if it was like real bad.
Okay. I did break down and I was trying to maybe like not do fish because of mercury, but I found this wild caught, which I feel like is better than farmed.
Yeah.
Found this wild caught breaded cod at Aldi. And I couldn't resist. And I had it and I dipped it in just like tartar and I can hardly talk about it right now. Dipped it in tartar and cocktail sauce with like extra horseradish and malt vinegar. It was incredible. I have no regrets. It was so good.
Don't regret it.
It was so good. I was like, I need this.
That sounds good. Yeah.
So good. So anyway, the food has been fun. And now other things are fun. Like I'm finally like, okay, like this is really happening. Yeah. You know, and now people kind of know. And it's not like
you're not
I have to work so hard to
keep it a secret. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to the chiropractor, which is so fun. You know, I love my adjustments and everything. They feel so good.
Yeah.
And now I feel like people are, the few people that know are like, so have you like started decorating? I'm like, not at all.
Decorating? I didn't do that till recently.
All. Yeah. They're like, have you started like doing anything to the room? I'm like, no.
Do you even know which room you're using?
Yeah, I'll probably use the guest room, but I'm like, it's so full of furniture. Like, I'm not moving anything around right now. Like, first of all, I have no concept of like what I want to decorate. Or like, when do I, you know, I don't even know what I was gonna say. Like, when do you make your baby registry? I'm like, please.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't do all this till like
people are
recently.
Like, do you have names? I'm like, do you have a list of names? I mean, no names.
People with the names, they are the most curious about a name. And I'm like, listen.
I'm like,
we don't have one yet.
Well, I don't like any names. Every name kind of has like I'll like it at face value, and then it has some kind of hidden ick.
Yeah.
I don't know. You look at it too long, it like doesn't look right, or it looks like the nicknames would be weird, and you're just like, or there's someone person, named it, and you're like, nothing is sacred.
Yeah, it's true
with the name. So anyway, I'm like, I don't know what to do with that. I don't want to think about it right now. All I can think about, like the only thing I can think about as far as like room goes or anything like that, is just that I need to get a Murphy bed.
Yeah.
So I can still have a guest room, kick the kid out, you know.
Yeah.
Pull down the Murphy bed. And then maybe when they get older, they can use that bed. And then like when they want to have play space.
Yeah.
Tilt it up. Or then like they'll get older, then they'll keep it down all the time. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's kind of my rolling plan for now.
Yeah.
Now, have you thought about having a second kid and it's another gender, and then you're like, I need more rooms?
Yes.
You're like, what am I going to do? They can't share a room, probably.
I was in panic about it recently. I'm like, I haven't had the first.
I know.
Chill.
I know. I'm already like, this is a lot of space in my house. And then like, I'm like, what if all it takes is one other of the opposite gender, and then you're like,
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I need another room.
Exactly.
And then we're maxed out. We're busted.
Literally.
And you know, we bought houses at the right time, so we're not moving ever.
Exactly. We're like, we're pretty locked in here, you know? So we're gonna make do.
We're gonna have to figure it out.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yep. I've already been down that path.
yeah, you've been stomping down that road. Kelly and I recently, I'll just have to post like a lot of stuff, like obviously like a lot of catch up videos. I recorded like a pickle review in the HEB parking lot that day that I was buying the pickles and the ranch and everything. Also like people's reactions and stuff like that. And just like some moments we've had together sharing. I don't know, like we went to Costco and got a whiff of pizza and broke down and not Costco, Whole Foods.
Oh yes.
Got a whiff of
I think
pizza.
I was the only one that ate the pizza at the Costco.
Yeah, no, immediately sat down, ate pizza.
It was great.
Yeah. While we were going there just to buy milk.
Literally.
We're like, this is the most pregnancy run ever. Yeah. And just some fun stuff. But yeah.
It's been a good time.
Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise!
Yeah.
No, it's exciting times.
Yeah, it is.
Good times.
Good times.
It's fun to be pregnant together.
Good time for everything. I know it's wild.
It is.
It's wild, but we're excited.
Hey, the news is out.
Yeah.
And the news is out around the town.
Yeah. Now it is time for a lunch break. So we are going
after
to
that
get out of here
food
and go get after it.
Yeah.
Who knows what we'll get, but it's going to be delish.
Well,
all right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the love. If you love it,
they will.
More to come.
Yeah.
New pregnancy episodes unlocked.
Honestly, we do talk about it a lot coming up, but
I don't know.
It's our life. It is what it is.
It is our life. So
enjoy it.
Yeah.
Don't.
It
Whatever.
All right.
All right.
See you guys later. Bye. Thanks for listening today. Make sure that you're following us at Honesty Club Podcast on Instagram or check out our website, thehonestyclub.com, to be a part of future episodes.
You can submit an idea for a topic or write in with a story for us to share.
If you like this episode, make sure to subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts, leave us a review, or share it with a friend.
See you next Thursday.